more festive friends. We're going to color in this cute little elf. And I'm not sure. I think I'm going to try messing with like a sentiment, but really it says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas. Santa's coming to town," or "to from." So I'm thinking if I'm going to put a sentiment on this card, I'm going to use maybe the traditional labels and just put like Merry or something. So I'll have a little Merry elf. All right, so tips and tricks. Oh, first of all, I'm Kimberly Smith, the Papered Chef. This is my monthly card club, and we're featuring in the month of October 2025 Festive Friends. So last time we created this cute little snowman card using the Elegant Pines Snowflake Designer Series paper. This time we're going to continue that with that paper, okay? And we're just going to now make the elf card, and I'm just deciding things. I'm going to maybe make two versions because, I don't know, I wasn't really sure about the little cherry cobbler, how I mixed the glitter with it. So we're just going to mess with it and see how it goes. All right, let's get out everything I need. Oh, I had a really fun retreat yesterday. Those of you that came to my brother Scan and Cut retreat, I appreciate it. We made awesome 3D items like this little basket, these little paper purses. Let's see, this is all with the brother Scan and Cut, which is still sitting on my table. We made little Hershey Nugget treat boxes that are beautiful. And I showed how to personalize, and sometimes this is what happens when I leave my marker open on my table. My bag got Sharpie marker on it, so we showed how to personalize different items, like your stockings and your vinyl, and we did iron-ons with the little mini heat press, which is in my Amazon store. So if you missed my retreat and you were signed up for the retreat, no fear, I have sent out the recordings. So that's what I was doing right before this. The 5th recording, the last hour is not up yet, but all the other hours are there. All right, so everything will be, by the middle of the night, everything will be there. I can't only do so much streaming on my computer at one time because I was going to be doing a late night pop-up auction later, like a late night auction. And pop-up meaning I didn't schedule it. So, if you happen to be here on this live stream and you're a night owl with me, you can join my whatnot auction and get some good deals later. But I don't think I'm going to be streaming it. I just don't know how long I'm going to stay. But we are going to have, oh, good. I was wondering where these were. I looked all over. I put them in here last time, my measurements. I was going to totally wing it, but I'm glad I don't have to. I was totally planning on winging it. I said, I can never find these again. I was just going to figure out the measurements as I went along. Anywho, we're going to take the cute little elf. This is how I roll, you guys. This is how I roll. I even said I'm not going to remember putting them in there at the time when I put them in there. So Memento Black we're using because it's going to be easier to color the elf using the Stampin' blends. So that's why we're using Memento Black. But always stamp onto your grid paper or a piece of sticky note first. Get a good stamped image before you do it on your die cut shape or your paper. Anyhow, I've had a busy last week getting ready for the retreat, which went from 11 to 5 yesterday. Then I had a Halloween party. I'm still promoting the heck out of this awesome joining special, which is amazing. It's $35 to join this month. My team's growing really well this month. Probably the best team growth I've ever had in a single month since 2016. And a lot of my team members that got dropped for various reasons are all joining again, so that's pretty cool. And I hope you're one of them. $35, you pick out $25 worth of stuff. So between welcoming all the new team members, between having a Scan and Cut retreat, having an auction, going to a Halloween party yesterday dressed as a witch, visiting my mom in the rehab center almost every day, or else my husband or neighbors visit, we all take turns. I went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hubby went Friday. It's been crazy. So I am so glad to just be crafting. I hope you're having fun too. So I always like to stamp a few things here just to see how it goes, right? So now we'll think about, we're going to put maybe Merry on one, and then we'll put snowflakes on them. Wow, that looks pretty clean, and I didn't even wipe it off. I don't think I have to go wash that one. I'm just going to wipe it off with a baby wipe. so that's good. That's going to be clean enough for this. And now we're going to do the coloring. And I think if I'm going to do the sentiment, I'm going to do it with the, I like using Secret C for the sentiment. Just works out a little better for me. All right, I think I'm going to use Secret, I'm even going to use Secret C for the snowflakes. All right, so we're going to just open up the Secret C. It's my substitute for black ink, okay? Get out the snowflakes. I'm putting Mr. Elf back because I washed Mr. Elf. And now let's see what we can put here. I just want to put a little piece of grid paper under it, just to get the edges, so it goes over the edge, right? So for this, I'm just gonna, just look at the one look at the one we have here, and maybe something like that, and something like that. Okay, and that one I think I'm gonna just put a sentiment on, and this one I'll maybe do a sentiment and a snowflake. Let's try that. Okay, we're just seeing how it goes. We are not sure yet how this is gonna fit because I haven't tested this other ones, but I just felt like the only thing missing on this stamp set are some more sentiments. So I thought Mary would be cute. Just having a little Mary elf. So let's see, Mary might fit there. Nope, I'm gonna do the Mary over there, and I'm gonna put another snowflake on this one. Or I could do happy, cheer, and let's see, to you, just the season. Yeah, those aren't really going to fit. All right, so we're just going to go back and do another snowflake on the one, only because it just didn't really look right, not centered. All right, there. Fine with that. Oh, keep the Secret C open because you're going to use the Secret C for the sentiment. I'm going to try to clean things when I'm done with them now because, like, I showed you what happened to that bag that I had the Sharpie marker open and it got all over the bag and ruined the bag. I have lots of extra bags because I've been purchasing them for a while for my retreat, so I have a lot of extra bags, so I'm not worried about it, but it is going to take a lot of time. Time is my precious commodity right now. It's not about the bag. All right, now we're going to put this right here. Okay, that looks good. So once you get your sentiment looking good, then you can do it on your die cut shape. So Secret C looks black to me, right? It's so dark that it almost looks black, but it's just so much juicier than the black ink. This is just, even when I re-ink it, it's just, this one's a pain compared to this just like foam mat that's just evenly juicy and really good stuff there. All right, last one to clean. And then I can put that away. Back into the case. Because you guys know when I sell stuff that like sometimes stamps are missing, and now you know why. It's just the way I work, and they get stuck all over everything. And then what happened is I moved, since I've been a demonstrator and just since I've been a crafter, moved like 20 times for different jobs. And then next thing you know, like, the stuff gets packed away before the stuff gets put away. All right, so we have this cute little, let's see what's on the other side of this. I'm just gonna use that side for coloring. I don't wanna put my glass mat up here right now because I am still using my scan and cut to finish my projects. And that's sitting right here on that table, and I don't wanna move that. All right, so first the face. What I did with the face is I tried crumb cake and it was just a little too brown for me. So I end up doing the hair with the crumb cake for the little, but you can make, you can make it browner if you want the elf to be brown. I just was trying to, I just don't think crumb cake is a good skin tone color, but dark crumb cake looks good for the hair. I think, in my opinion, little curly hair. And also red hair would look cute on a little elf, maybe a little redhead elf, but then I would have to try to mess with like which shades would make that more realistic. So that one I know looks realistic. Well, not realistic for an elf, I mean, right? You know what I mean. Okay, now what I did is I used this here, number 700 skin tone marker, and I used the light crumb cake. So we're going to go with the light crumb cake, and you'll see what I mean by, the face becoming really dark. So I just went like this. Dark for skin. It's okay to, I mean, my skin is olive tone, so, but it's just still not, it's not peachy enough to be skin. I think I'm trying to want a little bit of peach in it. I'm just going to go ahead and use the thin side. Okay, so then when I was messing with this, I thought, well, he's cute, but if I could mix it with this 700 skin tone marker, then it gives me a little bit more pink. Making it more, I mean, I know it's an elf, so we're not really, realistic's not really the right word because it's like, it's an elf, right? I'm like, I want my elf to be realistic. That's kind of just funny in itself. Because he is, after all, an elf. And then I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to mix the two colors there. And then if you go over the edge, there is something called like I just did there, a color lifter. For our alcohol markers, this kind of gets the extras off when you go over the edge. So there you have it. So there's what it looks like. And I'm just going to go and do that again. But you don't want to do them all at once. You don't want to do like all the light crumb cake at once, because if you don't mix the colors, if they're not juicy, right, you got to kind of color and then do the mixing while it's sort of juicy still, because otherwise it dries and you can't mix the colors. So I'm only doing one of the little elves at a time. This marker is, I have so many crumb cake markers and I wonder why they all have these jacked up tips. I use these so much. Crumb cake and pool party I use the most. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this one. But what I'll do for the next one is just try a different color for the elf cake. Do 700, and while it's still wet, just go right over it all to blend those two together. Okay, so I wanted my elf to be a little bit darker, and now what we'll do is we'll try, with this one, we'll just try the 700 by itself and see if, maybe we can blend it with a different type of skin tone marker or whatever, or just leave it like it is. I put the 700 on there, even though it says it on the side, because it's just easier to read for them. See, that's just harder to read. So I made the label. Yeah, I mean, that looks cute too. So I can leave it like that. All right, that's just a little bit of blotchy spots. Oh, I just got an idea with blotchy spots. We could take our petal pink with this guy. Since his face is like real pale and he has little freckles, we're going to make him little peachy cheeks and see how that works. So this is petal pink, except that side's jacked up too. Time for someone new. I mean, these are meant to be refilled, you guys. Oh my gosh, how cute. I'm going to do that on all of them. They all need little peachy cheeks. But then I have to blend back over, because the peachy cheeks, I'm even going to do it on that one. I like getting ideas on the fly as I'm doing a video. Oh my goodness, that makes all the difference. We're going to go back over it though with your 700, because you want it to blend if you're going to do peachy cheeks, so it's not so harsh. Yeah, now we're talking. That's much better. So what am I going to do for these little snowflakes? Let's just use a little pool party. I have dark and light, alternating colors. And you could just go like, see, I'm just using the small tip of the pool party and just doing that. Oops, alternating. Kind of alternating. Sometimes I can't count. Okay, so because pool party is a good snowflake color. It's a good snowman color. I used it to color the snowman last week. All right, so we're getting somewhere. We got our snowflakes. Every other part. Oh, no snowflakes on that guy. On this side, we did that one. Okay, good. We need, try not to leave your caps off for too long, but I'm coloring these right away, so it should be good. Should be good. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. Now for the shaded spruce. That's the part, when we're talking about blending and blending pens and blending brushes, you really want to take advantage of these blender pens. They're alcohol markers by using dark on the outside and light on the inside. So notice how the hat and the little outfit is blended. Okay. I'm also going to try something, with the boots maybe too, because I'm thinking maybe I could have used gray boots, but I like the green boots. I'm just trying to decide, or maybe some cherry cobbler boots and the button instead of cherry cobbler, instead of like on this part. So I'm just going to mess with that. But first, let's do the outfit. So either way, I like shaded spruce for the outfits. So we're going to go ahead with kind of doing this. Just like you're just blending the dark with the light by outlining the dark first. And I'm just going to do the coat because if you do the hat, it could dry, and I want it to not dry. I want it to blend. All right, so we have dark, and now we have light shaded spruce. Let's see how this, oh yay, finally a brush tip that's not all jacked up. And it didn't come like that, guys. I do this to my supplies. And then I forget to order them. We just had a free shipping day, and I forgot to order stuff. I mean, I ordered stuff for my card club next month, for the November card club, and that was it. I'm not too far ahead. And then I'm going to be like, I need this again. But it's okay, because I order when it's not free shipping as well, because I use my rewards and stuff. You get 10% rewards. It's just that during free shipping is when I stock up on envelopes and such. Isn't that cute? So it's all blended, and it'll blend even better as as it dries. So now we're going to do the same to the hat. Okay, just dark. Shaded spruce. Oh, I can even do, I'll make light shoulders. Okay, dark and light. Just circular motions. Get it blended in there. Nice. And the little sleeves. Okay. What do you guys think for the boots? Do they need to be cherry cobbler, gray? I could do, or black. I could do light black. Cherry cobbler, gray, brown. What do you think for the boots? Or just make them shaded spruce? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hi, Christina. Nice to see you again. Just saw you on, thank you for being a YouTube channel member. Just saw you on Facebook not too long ago. Hello, Janet. Auntie Bubbles. Nice to see you. Hello, Lori again. Nice to see you. Hello. Melissa from Texas. Hope you had fun at the retreat. All right, Caroline, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thank you for being a YouTube channel member. Rosemary Lopez. Nice to see you again. Charlene's here from Pennsylvania. Hello, Kay. I'm glad you caught me live. We got lots of paper chefs on here tonight. Okay, I got a gray and a cherry cobbler, so let's do one of each. All right, thank you for your suggestions, Kay. So, when I say gray, I could do, oh, that's great granite. I'm going to do, when I say gray, I'm thinking smoky slate rather than gray granite. So we'll try smoky slate. And then we're going to try cherry cobbler on the other boots just to see. So I'm not actually going to blend them. I'm just going to use dark smoky slate. And then on the other one, I'll do cherry cobbler. And then for the button, I'm going to use cherry cobbler. So cherry cobbler. Okay, I'm not doing that button yet. The reason why is because when you do the button, right, it gets smeared easily if you're not done the shaded spruce yet. Okay, so we will do the other button in a moment. So, okay, the other question is, do you guys, okay, so the other question is, do you like this one where I mixed it, this is cherry cobbler actually mixed with glitter, or do you like it just like keeping it white? I'm talking about the fuzz, the fuzzy, the parts, you know, like Santa has the little cuffs, I guess the cuffs are the name for it. So whichever you guys think, and I'm going to now do this one. But the reason I'm using shaded spruce on all of them is because he's an elf. It's a perfect green color, and it's going to go really good with the Elegant Pine Snowflake paper, which we're using for this tutorial. And I didn't even check to see where that was before. I hope I can find it on my table, that I didn't put it away. Because I didn't even think of getting it for this tutorial. Getting it out. I just spent so much time cleaning up the table to make space. And I got the ink and forgot all about the paper. Okay, shaded spruce. That was dark, and then we got light shaded spruce. Ah, okay, so that's light. Now I'm going to do sleeves. The hat. Nice. And now I can do the cherry cobbler, that little part there. For the button. And we continue. We're going to, all right. We're going to do this one. Oh, that's the light. Always do your dark before your light for your blending. I don't even know where I learned that, but probably my friend Sally, she's the one that really got me into blending. I was living in Germany teaching. And she's from the UK, but she's been crafting all her life. And so we met at different craft fairs and things, or in the craft community. And then her husband's American, so she and her husband both worked on the military base where I worked, or near where I worked. And so we were always crafting together. And she's like, you got to try blending. And she gave me my first set of alcohol markers and taught me how to blend stuff. And it was like, I was hooked. I was so hooked on how cool it looks. Oops, that's the wrong. So we were doing like realistic stamps. I think it was called like Gorgeous Girl or something. There's these really cool, like, gigantic stamps that she had, and she was like, it takes like an hour to color them, but it was fun. And it's like adult coloring is just very therapeutic in my opinion. Okay, so you see how it's blending better over time, and I can get in there and blend these layers a little better. You know, as it dries and I see that we still got harsh lines, I just sort of go back over just the outside parts because we want it to go from dark to light. So that's good. And then we just go back over these so they're not as harsh. And these I'm going to go right back over real quick. The sleeves will be solid. All right, what do we have? White, blue, Wink of... Yeah, use Wink of Stella. Yeah, I'm definitely using Wink of Stella. Okay, we got a cherry cobbler. You guys like it mixed, and then someone else said white, but use Wink of Stella. So we'll try both again. But we will first put the cherry cobbler button. And I'm going to decide what to make these boots afterwards. Because, like, first, if I use cherry cobbler on this, like, I want to make the boots. Like, if I mix it a bit, then I'm going to make the boots a different color. So to mix it, you're going to get out your stamping block and see, find it. Like Stella. I had to get out a new Stampin' Seal Plus. And I might also have to get out a new Wink of Stella. Let's see. There might be something. I'm just going to see if there's something in these. Nope. Okay. Perfect. Okay, good. Perfect. So we see how we got some ink there. Now we're going to take some, like some of this marker. I'm just going to kind of draw on it a little. Actually, you could just take, or you could take the re-inker. Nah, I'll just go with the marker, because if I do the re-inker, I'm going to end up with it all over my table. Okay. Let's try it. Oh, that came out good. So we're just mixing it together. Can you guys see that? Mixing the Wink of Stella to get the right color. I'm going to make it lighter. That one was too dark, my original. So I'm going to go like that. And like that. That should be enough to color the whole elf. And here, let's do it over the top of this so we don't get it all over. And let's just color, okay? Coloring the little hat. So this has a little bit of Wink of Stella tinge to it. But not as dark as my original, because my original was kind of dark. And you could do this with anything, you guys. Any colors. I mean, anytime you want to color your Wink of Stella. I actually showed videos where I take all my old Wink of Stellas and I add re-inker to them, and then I make them different colors. So I do have one that's red, but I wanted this one to be an actual tinge of cherry cobbler, because that's the color right now that's part of this designer series paper. Oh my goodness, he came out so cute this time. I think that's better than this one. This one was a little bit too much pink. All right, so just to show you what I'm talking about, that's the colored Wink of Stella, where I put the re-inker right inside the Wink of Stella. On the video, I showed you how to do that. All right, so for this one, let's color. Oop, I started getting, I have to flick, I'm flicking it on purpose. I'm flicking it because basically when you get, see how little dots of glitter got around? I'll just do it on purpose, and I'll later just add a bunch of glitter to that one. Whenever something happens where you get like glitter on stuff, you just act like you meant to do it. Okay, we're going to do 2 in this one, and we're going to leave 1 white. See what we like better. Okay, a little bit. What I like about the glitter, too, is when it dries, it makes it look like you got 3D going on. Everything looks a little puffier. All right, and okay, now I'm kind of liking that color better. So this one needs a little bit more color. Okay, but it's still cute. Now we're going to take this. I'm not even going to try to clean this off because I'm going to still color after this. I'm just going to take a different one that hasn't got the red on it yet. Like this one. Oh, that one has... Can you tell I go through these like they're I go through these like water. And I didn't order them on free shipping day. Or the other day when free shipping time. I'm going to go over here to the white side, the clear side, that's not mixed, and just make all this white. Because you guys suggested that. Oh, yeah, I like that too. I really like that a lot. Because as long as you're distinguishing these, at least that way I've colored the areas, right? Because if you don't have anything on them, it looks like we're just kind of copping out, like cheating. Like, okay, we colored the whole elf with these beautiful blends. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, what about the other parts? All right, good. Good, good. Now we're going to take... So I'm going to go back to the brown boots, or the gray boots for this one. I think I'm going to go with that. Smoky slate. Oops, wrong side. Okay, so comment what you like better. Do you like... I'm just going to put them in order. And it doesn't have to do with the Mary. I'm just talking about the way it's colored. Here. Of the way they're colored. Do you like... I mean, the combination of just the white part, this part with the, cherry cobbler boots, or the gray boots, but then pretend these are the exact same shade, where the only variable will be the boots, or like the fur color. And these, of course, I like this shade better, that shade. So 1, 2, or 3. Yep, better late than never. Hi, Chris, how you doing? I'm going to be on Whatnot real late, too, if you want to come check me out after this. Because I didn't get to really go on late on Friday or Saturday night. But this is my time. I'm just getting started. This is like when I'm most awake. Right, it's just been a long time since we've seen Kay on here. All right, now we're just going to put the card together using my secret measurements. I call them secret because I couldn't find them. I mean, because I hid them from myself. I'm just going to put these other ones away. Not that one. Not that one. And that one has the pink tinge to it. So we're going to put those over there for now. I don't want to get this stuff all over my table. All right, so that was 1, 2, 3. You're still voting. Put this away. And that away. All right. We just did something with the elegant pine. It might be the world's shortest video as I can't find the paper. Looking for the paper all over my house. Okay, I found it. We're back. We're back in business. I found the little package of this. So what we want is we want the Elegant Pine Snowflake paper. And I think we used that one last time. We used this one last time. Isn't this cool paper? It's like it's pine cones like snowflakes. I mean, snowflakes shaped in the shape of pine cones. So we want this piece. We want the old olive piece. And this piece. Okay, so that's the ones we want. And then I'm thinking that piece there is just a little strip of this one. All right, so these are the 3 pieces to make our card. We'll just do I know I have a lot more paper, but this is the paper I could find in my room right now, which is a disaster. So we're going to go with that paper there and make a sample. And then after that, we're going to write down all the measurements for you, show you the other examples of cards from this Festive Friends. And then we're going to just have some fun cleaning up this and getting ready for an auction. All right. So I need my trimmer. First of all, the card base. It is a cherry cobbler card base in a horizontal format. Let me put that away. So you're going to take your first layer. These are still drying, guys. I don't want to, they're still got glitter all over them. I don't want to put them weird. So I'm just going to take this one and I'm going to make it 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, just your typical layer for your A2 cards that we've been doing, right? 5 1/4 by 4. All right, so far so good. Now we're going to take the next layer. All right, snowman, Santa, elf. Okay, next one's 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So we'll do the 3 1/2 side like this. 4 3/4. Basically, we're just getting a 1/2 inch off each side. So the next layer is going to be like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then the next layer is going to be just 5 1/4, which is going to be the length. And then we have it by 1 inch. And it's just an extra piece of this little guy. That's going to tie in our shaded spruce. And then we have some of that really cool gold and silver mesh. I think I ran out of the gold. This is the silver. I'm just going to use this because I don't want to go leaving my station here. We're going to use the silver mesh from my other. This was one of my little Hershey Nugget treat boxes that we made in our scan and cut retreat. So I'll go ahead and show you that. I like how, I think it was Jean. She made a little thumb hole for her box too. Isn't that cute? Okay, so we're gonna glue this on, and I just took out the new Seal Plus because my other one is in sad shape. Okay, when you open up a Seal Plus, you just pull the cap off and turn it over, and it should just start rolling. Okay, so it's pretty easy to use. Right out of the container. Now, sometimes if you've had problems, it's probably the regular seal. I have way more problems with that than I do with the Seal Plus. Lay that on there. And then you're going to lay this on top of that. And I'm just going to cut off the excess on the edge. Okay. So we'll lay that up against, I usually use my trimmer. But I'm just going to use my hand there just to go against it. It's always good to have a ledge, but my little nails are acting like a ledge. So that way you have an exact even. I mean, you could go ahead and try to cut it 5 1/4 as well, but I just find it's easier to make it a little bit over and then trim it this way, and then you never have to worry about like it lining up on the front there. Okay, so as I understand it, the gold is on, this silver is retired, but the gold is on last chance list, and I think it was on low inventory. I did get some of that when my last shipment. I didn't get the shipment yet. I mean, in my last order. Okay, so we want cherry cobbler card. We're going to stick that right on there. We're going to put the mesh on there. Gold, you're going to use gold and silver because it's part of your card club. I gave you gold and silver. So you're going to put a little, well, first let's put this on. Okay, let's see who you voted on. Who's going on this card? Which little elf is going on my card? 1, 2, or 3? Which one did you guys like best? Hello, Leslie. Nice to see you again. Bonnie, she's saying, good to see me crafting. I was crafting for 5 hours with you yesterday. No, I know what you mean, though. Good to see me crafting on YouTube. You said you like to take little. Nighttime breaks to craft right. Oh, by the way, this paper doesn't matter what direction it goes in. Isn't that cool? So we don't have to worry about like, always putting the cards on upside down. Okay, you guys are saying 2. Let me see what the other votes are. Thank you, Janet, for telling everybody to like and give the video a thumbs up. I got another vote for 2 earlier and a vote for 1. 2 was the cherry cobbler boots. And I need to do a little flicking on that one. If we're going to go with 2, that's fine. I got a lot of votes for 2. I got more votes for 2 than 1. But that means I need to flick it, meaning it has a lot of glitter. So we're going to kind of, I know it's going to get all over my table. So to flick, you just do this. That looks cool. We're going to put a bunch of stuff on there. Wait, and here, let me get rid of, I'm going to put these ones out of the way. And you're going to flick. And of course, you're getting all over my table. And you want to do enough that it looks like purposeful. Otherwise, it looks like, I mean, you don't want it to look like blood splatter, right? You want it to look like purposeful. Okay. That came out kind of cute. We got just a little bit of, because I'm just doing this, by the way, not because I normally do this. I'm not actually what do we call like a flicker. I don't really like flick crafting. I don't usually do this to my cards. But when you have blops, when the glitter dropped around earlier and it made drops here and there, then see there's a drop of glitter there and a drop of glitter there. Now you make it purposeful. You do a little flicking and you make it look like, oh, I meant to do that. So that's the only time I usually use the flicking method, or unless I'm actually literally trying to make it look like blood splatter, which would only be if I was doing a spooky card or something. I mean, and that would be a very rare instance. But what I'm saying is it's more like an eclectic type of thing to do. Okay, so I'm putting some mesh there. Like, I would do it if I was doing like, maybe junk journaling. And I say eclectic, I mean, like it's a vintage kind of thing you could do. Like, if I was making cute little junk journal tags or something, I might, flick around and add little stuff to it. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, now we need dimensionals. It's like he's so cute if I don't say so myself. One of my kits is missing dimensionals. I took him out. I was like, this kit is not getting dimensionals. And then, by the way, when you use blends, it does bleed through a bit. The markers bleed through the paper. It's all good. I hope I got more dimensionals on free shipping day too. Those are the days I really stock up on my essentials. Okay, so does he need a sentiment? What do you guys think? I mean, I have a sentiment on the one, but do they all need a sentiment? Because I could take this paper here, these little strips I gave you in your card club, right? They're just leftover pieces from when you put the white inserts in the middle. And I could put something like Merry and Bright or, 'Tis the Season on it. I could just put a sentiment on the inside. So what do you guys like better, 1 or 2? This is the one with we just did, or versus my original. And then the only difference in these are just more like the little bit of a flicking and the little red boots, the little cherry cobbler boots. I'm going to put this lid on it so I don't get stuff on it when I show you the next cards. All right, let's write down the measurements for you, and then we'll show you the other examples. I'm going to grab a piece of paper. Okay, I don't have a lot of room. I'm just going to use half a sheet of paper. We'll write a little bit smaller. I need to move this over so I don't get that all over my stuff when I show you. And this is good. That's clean. Secret C can go back. We need a pen. All right, so we have for the cherry cobbler card base. I write the measurements in every video, guys. At the end, usually. Okay, so your card base is going to be 8.5 right? This is 8.5 by 5.5. And you're going to be scoring at 4.25. Okay, so the cherry cobbler card base is 8.5 by 4.5, or 5.5, sorry. And you're scoring at 4.25. Okay, then we have layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. Layer 1 is going to be 5.25 by 4 inches. Once again, layer 1 is going to be 5.25 by 4 inches. Layer 2 is going to be 4.75 by 3.5 inches. Again, layer 2 is 4.75 by 3.5 inches. And layer 3 is going to be 5.25 times 4 inch. Again, 5.25 times 4 inch. Okay, you're going to be using the Elegant Pine Snowflake paper. And now I'm going to write down the ink that you used. But that's your 3 layers. That's all you need. Of course, a layer of mesh. If you want to call that a layer, you want to put a little layer of mesh on there. And at the end of this week, I'll add embellishments to all these cards. So when I show them to you again, they might be even blinged up somewhere with some of the embellishments I gave you in your card club kit. But they are not in this room right now. They're probably still in my house where I was making the card club kits. Now I got to flick on this one, guys, because I started getting glitter all over this one too. All right, so we're going to take the, the colors of the blends on this part. Or actually, let's start with the ink. We used Memento Black. And then we used Secret C. The rest of it's going to be alcohol markers. Because ink means that it's water-based or dye-based, I should say. Water-based, Secret C. And then the blend markers would be alcohol-based. So that's going to be called ink. And why is my pen coming apart? Screw that back together. I-N-K, ink. Okay, so these are ink. Whereas these are blends. The other things I'm showing you are blends. They're alcohol. Alcohol marker, shaded spruce. Okay, we got light and dark. And then we have, well, different times. We use different, we definitely use Pool Party for the snowflakes. If you have snowflakes on yours, it's up to you whether you put snowflakes. I mean, I kind of like snowflakes, but I also like it without snowflakes with just the word merry. Hello, Debbie Salinas. Yes, I'm still live. Proof of life, I'm still here. I'm just getting started. This is like my, what is it called? My awake time. Okay, we got Pool Party, Shaded Spruce. We have Cherry Cobbler. We used it in different ways. You saw me using it for like, I'm going to say light and dark because, you might have used it in different ways for the buttons or for the boots or something. And if you want to make the boots in Smoky Slate, you would use the dark for the Smoky Slate. So that would be dark. And then I'm going to give you the skin tones, dark. All right, so for the face, we're going to have Crumb Cake light and dark. Light. That's an L, light and dark. And then we have a 700. It's just called 700. There's no light and dark. It's just that. Oh, not that one. Oh, and the Rosy Cheeks Petal Pink. Where is it at in case you came late? One of these. Nope. They all look alike here. Is that it? 700. Okay, it looks almost like Petal Pink, but it's really not at all. It's more, it's for the skin tones. And I don't even know if we sell them anymore. Someone said we did, but then I haven't seen them. Okay, Petal Pink Light. That's for this is the cheeks. If you want to make cheeks, okay? Which I think the cheeks came out really cute with a little bit of pink on them. You were watching Hallmark. I know, I do too. I love Hallmark Channel. So you guys, I'm going to give you guys a Netflix recommendation because I can never find something to watch that's like binge worthy. I'm not sure if I'm spelling this right, okay? But if you guys like old style movie, like old style series, this one is called Polak or Polak. Not Polak like as in a Polish person, like Polak as in that's the last name. And I'm not sure if I spelled it right. So if somebody does know what it is. So it's in Britain and a man comes back. after the war, and he finds out his father had died like 3 years before, and now he has to take over the family's estate, and it's like it's in tatters. The whole estate is in tatters, and like there's a mine that's been closed for 20 years. And here, how do we spell it? Polark? Thank you. Let me see. P-O... Poldark? Okay, let me get my glasses. Okay, well, you guys just watch how she's spelling it in the chat, because I can't necessarily see. P-O-L-A-R-K. P-O-L. Okay, it's like this. Polark. Anyway, it's really good, you guys. And so anyway, it's on Netflix, and it's binge worthy. Like, I can't stop watching it. I'm halfway through like the whole first season of it. There's like 5 seasons, so you can really get to watch. Oh, it is a great binge. I'm not, so Kay's saying it too, right? Yeah, like back, it's in Britain, and they're open this mine. I'm at the part where, in the mine where I don't want to tell you guys any spoilers, but I'm up to the part where they'd open the mine again after 20 years. All right, let me show you the rest of the cards we made with this. I go off on tangents sometimes, as you know. I'm going to move this. I'd have to move this because I'm going to get glitter all over my stuff if I don't move this. It'll be all over my pretty cards. So what we've made this month, so far we are, doing this Festive Friends. And then you saw that I used the traditional labels just to write the word Merry in case you guys are tracking with me. This month's card club is Festive Friends. Last month's card club was traditional labels. We also used this in the retreat. So we just used this yesterday for the retreat. Just so you know. So like we used it for the little paper purse and, other things. So that's a really cool set to have. So anywho, back to Festive Friends. I want to show you the other things I made. We made this last week. I think it was Friday night. No, it couldn't have been Friday night. Was it? Maybe it was Friday night or Thursday night. But so this is, and then we made, that's the little card we made with isn't that cute? With the same elegant pines. Okay, this is what I made on my channel when I first got the suite because I used the dies. So this does come with dies, and you can make tags. This is using Lights of Aurora, and you can make all the things with this. This is a die. These are dies. Those snowflakes. You can cut out this guy with a die, the little snowman, and you can make the tag itself with the hole. So just know that the Festive Friends bundle is what you want to get. If you're getting something, get the bundle. And this is what we're making this week. We're making these cards. This is in your card club kit. I gave you all kinds of different papers so that you can make the same card, same measurements, completely look different just based on the paper you use. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a purple snowman. Why not? Why not make a purple snowman? I mean Santa. Why not make a purple Santa? Why not make a purple snowman cap? Okay, so these two are the other cards we're making this week. So one night we'll make these two because they're the same measurements, right? Same everything. Believe it or not, that's the same everything. Same measurements. Just different color schemes. So I thought that would be a fun thing to do this month. And then we're still working on, by the way, Jolly Delivery. We haven't stopped. It's just that we're taking a little break. We're doing Jolly Delivery this month as well. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. And we've also, in this channel, opened the paper pumpkin kit and got to show you what was inside there. So those of you that were at the retreat yesterday, go ahead and check out the recordings. If you missed it, you'll learn how to make all these things. Maybe I'll turn the retreat into a course. Just not sure yet. Have not even started on any of those ideas yet. All right. So that's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. I'm not going to be streaming my auction tonight. It's just a pop-in auction. Don't know how long I'll stay. Hello, Frida. Nice to see you again. And that's on a different platform called Whatnot. And I will get a QR code for you so you can just get the app if you want to join me. Okay, it's free to watch. It's nothing, and you can win prizes if you watch my auctions. And I do have Stampin' Up! Markers, some retired ink, Stampin' Up! Markers, designer series paper, lots and lots of stamp sets, retired stamp sets, and a few older retired bundles, one newer bundle, and mostly older bundles that are retired. So this is a QR code to get. I'm just going to zoom in there, and you can get $15 coupon. Let me leave it still if you use that QR code. $15, not coupon, $15 credit on anything but shipping. You're killing me with what? Hey, trust me, I know. I go like the other day, I was all done my auction, but then we went to see Backyard Stamper. And then all of a sudden I'm shopping at her auction. I'm like, wait a minute. I just sold stuff and now I'm buying stuff. But hey, it's fun. I think it's fun. All right. It's addictive. Sorry guys, it is addictive. Whatnot platform's addictive. All right. See you guys later. Have a great night. Thank you for watching. This is the Paper Chef.